Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to be reviewing the MOVO VSM-7, which is a condenser mic. I've done a couple of these on my channel, but man, I love MOVO. I love the company MOVO. And before you say anything, yes, I'm drinking McDonald's coffee. If that causes you to doubt my ability to review this product, so be it. The truth is I wanted a McGriddle. Long line at Starbucks. Let's get into this. Now, if you have watched my channel, then you know that I've done a couple reviews of some different microphones of this nature. If you don't know anything about me, my name is Daniel Bernard. My channel is really dedicated to drums and church music. I'm a church musician, and but I also like to do a lot of gear reviews and talk about practical stuff. So let me give you like a super quick rundown, because you may be asking, man, why, you've done so many of these reviews. Number one, I keep doing reviews because you guys ask for them, you want to see them. But let's talk about the idea of an inexpensive microphone versus an expensive microphone. So why would you ever use this over, say, a larger brand, higher price? What is the purpose? So I would say there's a lot of companies out there that are selling inexpensive microphones, and I think it's come down to kind of two things. Number one is, do you trust the brand? Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, MOVO, I've used a ton of MOVO products. I'm using a MOVO VXR10 Pro right now on my camera. They work incredibly well, so I trust this brand, so I'm not afraid of an inexpensive microphone. Okay, so then that's the first thing is, do you trust the brand? If you trust the brand, then you trust the product because you know the quality is going to be consistent. The second thing is, if you get an inexpensive microphone, it's more of a coin toss. So you may get a great one, or you may get a terrible one. I think, in my experience, you lose like kind of the quality control. So all that to say, is it worth getting a MOVO microphone? Absolutely. Now, the value to you, is it worth it to get a less expensive microphone like this, or to shoot for a higher, more of a name brand that's like $1,000, $400, $500, $600? That comes down to a question of value. Okay, if you don't have $600, then a $600 microphone has no value to you because you can't afford it. So if you're getting into video production, drums, we're going to be talking about, is this microphone, what would I use it for? What is it good for? And what are my thoughts? So let's get into it first. So again, this is a VSM-7, 3-polar pattern options, large gold sputtered diaphragm, low cut filter, 0 dB and negative 10 dB pad switch, which is great for music. It's got a 2-year warranty that you can activate. So let's pop this open. You got the manual there. Okay. Oh wow, this thing is, man, it's bigger than I thought it was gonna be. I guess I know the box is big, but I thought it was gonna be smaller than this. Okay, it comes with an XLR cable, which you need to operate it. It comes with this is just an extra like rubber band to save that, and yeah, that's it. That's all that's in the box. Super simple, very straightforward. So first thing, let me tell you that I like, and this is just like a personal thing, really. I guess it's not really a make or break thing, but I love the pop filter. Like, I love the kind of unique, custom shaped, small pop filter that fits the microphone. So it's got the MOVO logo right there. Again, like first out of the box impressions, which maybe you don't care about the tactile feel of it or anything, but is that this is a beefy microphone, and this shock mount is nice. It's metal. The microphone is all metal. It's got this screw right here that you, I guess, washer that you connect the microphone to the shock mount. So it's not a lot of cheap microphones. You slide the microphone in and you squeeze the shock mount to actually just clip and grab the microphone. This one actually screws in. This is a lot better. Okay, so you got a couple things on here that I'll show you a little more zoomed in, but you've got the 0 to 10 dB pad, which these buttons are, comparatively to a lot of other microphones, these buttons on here are massive, which I like, and it's got a good feel. This is the low cut filter here. I know you can't really see this, I'm just looking at it. And then it's got the different pickup patterns labeled on here. And there's a little switch here. I wonder if it's just like a blue switch, I guess, or like a blue cover for this switch. So man, first impressions, honestly, like this is solid. So disclaimer, MOVO sent this to me for free to review, but they're not seeing this video before I post it. Like, they're not reviewing it saying, don't say that, or don't say this. Now, I will show them, like, they make sure I got the title correct or whatever, but they're not watching this to make sure that I'm not saying something mean about it, because I'm going to give my honest and unfiltered opinion about the microphone. So, first impressions, thing feels like a tank. Check. Okay, so you may say, that's great, Daniel, that you've got this microphone. What does it sound like? That's what you're really curious about. So let me show you. I've plugged this into my Zoom H4n. You're now hearing the sound from the MOVO microphone. So I've got the pop filter. And I'm going to tell you about the different pickup patterns. So let me make sure that I'm on the right one. I want to use a cardioid. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm recording this on my Zoom H4n. This is the first generation one. And the reason I wanted to do this is that, it would be one thing if, which I don't have a lot of ton of expensive gear, but it'd be one thing if I plugged this into like some really expensive, like rack mounted analog gear, right? And you'd be like, okay, well, I can never achieve that sound because I don't have that kind of gear. So I plugged this into my Zoom H4n recorder. Now, to be fair to MOVO, this could introduce, I could mess this up, between, SD card to my computer to capturing, but I'm gonna try to keep it just as clean and straight as I possibly can. I've got the recording level to this set to 50 out of 100, and I'm getting a great signal. So again, the closer I get, the more you're gonna get the depth of my voice. Not that I have a super deep voice, but if I am away, you'll get volume, but you'll lose a lot of that bass response. There's a name for that. I can't remember what it is. So anyways, let me tell you about the different pickup patterns. So there's 3 pickup patterns, and they got pictures in here. I'm just going to read these definitions because this is a very articulate way to say it. So the first one is cardioid. So the cardioid polar pattern captures sound from the front of the microphone and eliminates ambient background noise from the sides and the rear. This polar pattern is ideal for situations where you want to pick up a specific sound source, such as recording vocals, instruments, and more. Okay, omnidirectional that's pretty simple, but it captures sound equally from all directions, whether it's in the front, side, or back. This is ideal for situations where you're moving around a lot without the ability to move the microphone at the same time. If you're recording a discussion among people, you want to set a microphone in the middle, or there's different situations you would use that for. And then finally, bidirectional. The bidirectional polar pattern captures sound from the front and the back of the microphone with low sensitivity on the sides. This polar pattern is ideal for podcasts, interviews, Q&As, and more. So this is like if you want to set the microphone in the middle of the table, have 2 people on the sides talking to either side. So, again, extremely well-built microphone. Looks great. The pop filter looks great. To me, it looks very professional, looks very clean. At the price point that this microphone comes in at, I think some of the competitors, you get a lot of plastic parts. You get a lot of stuff that just does not seem and feel quality. This screams quality, which is just great. So, because the other thing too is, you're going to be moving this gear around. Not that you want to be dropping microphones, but in case you do drop it or something happens, you want to know that it's going to be okay and it's going to weather the storm. So the other thing I can't get over is the buttons on this thing, man. Just the tactile click of these buttons, the metal buttons, and they're large for this microphone. A lot of microphones have tiny little buttons. So this is pretty cool. So anyways, this is my vocal sound on the MOVO. Let me make sure I get this name right. So this is my vocal sound on the MOVO VSM-7. This is a cardioid mic. So if you are into gaming, this would be great. Interviews, podcasts, this would be a good option. So I'm going to throw it on the drums and see and put that 10 dB pad on it and see how it sounds. You know what? Okay, good. I was making sure that I didn't have this low cut filter off. So if you're using this microphone for like overheads on drums, for instance, you know, I think there's different people have different opinions. You know, sometimes I'll leave it just flat and not do the low cut filter because I want to come back and I'll scoop that out myself. I want to capture that information. So honestly, a lot of times I don't use the filter that, you know, cuts off the low end because I want to do that in post. But if you want to clean the sound up, cut away some hum, rumble, any of that kind of background noise, you want just a in one-stop shop, just you can have that filter, and that kind of cuts out that low end. So we're going to throw on the drums, and then I'm going to listen back to this audio and see what I think, and because obviously I haven't heard it yet, and I'm going to give you my opinion on what I feel like the VSM-7 sounds like and how the quality holds up. So let's go throw it on drums and see what it sounds like, then we'll go listen, and we'll come back and we'll wrap this up.